Burning Bridges is back. I can't fucking believe it, yo.
No.
I can't believe this shit's back. Yeah, we were off for a couple weeks because I really won, but I haven't been here for a couple weeks because we pre-taped one show. Anyway, it don't matter. It's 9/11, 2017. So I brought a couple of ex-cops in here to address the 9/11 issue. You guys both look like ex-cops, though, right? Don't you? You definitely do. You look like a precinct captain. I'm here with PJ Landers. I always want to call him Flanders because of Ned. And also Steve Marshall, dressed as... Steve, it looks like those like old movies where they have like cops, New York cops from the 60s. He looks like every extra in one of those fucking movies. You know, like Serpico.
Sidney Lumet loves him.
Yeah, and he puts on the fucking hat and his hair's too big, so the hat sits like on top of it like a crown. That's how Steve looks, and then even when he's off duty, he dresses like a fucking off duty cop with the fucking showing his muscles so he can show all those motherfuckers on the train. You know what I'm talking about, on the train. That he's probably a cop or that he'll fucking throw down with you, even though he's gonna lose. He'll throw down with you. So anyway, I got into a couple of scraps yesterday with people. I get into a lot of scraps.
You're the scrapper.
No, I mean, I'm not bragging, but that's just the way it's been going. Like I got heckled last week. I was on a. You guys know about that? Yeah, they covered it in hot water. Anyway, I was doing a joke. Steve, you know this joke. Steve, sit up like you're not a fucking paraplegic. Holy fuck. Anyway, I was doing a joke. I've done it a million times. I literally wrote this joke when I got married, so it's like 10 years old. But it still works. It's a good joke. You know, the guy in the subway stops me. The cop stops me. He says, I said, I look like a terrorist because I had a backpack. I said, I look like a terrorist? He goes, we got to randomly select people. I said, randomly select Arabs. You know, they're doing all the shizzle. The cop says, sir, that's racist. And I go, it's okay, I'm racist. You know, I'll take the heat for this one. So, you know, it usually works. The place that don't work is when the people are racist. You know, that's when they're like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, we don't talk about this in public.
Why is he telling people?
Yeah, you keep this to yourself. You talk about this at Thanksgiving. Anyway, so this woman, she yells out in the audience, from the audience, she goes, you're a racist. So they got her out. She was right near the door.
Was your mom in the audience? What happened?
She was right near the door, so they made it so convenient. It did. I was at the end of my set anyway, so it didn't really fuck me up. Then she's out in the hallway crying. She's crying in the hallway. So when I came out, you know, the cellar, you can go take a left to go up the stairs to the restaurant, or take a right to go out to the street. Anyway, so the bouncer's like, he just points, go upstairs. So I kind of glanced to my right. She's crying. She couldn't even get the words out. She was so upset how badly I traumatized her. Then she tweets that she heckled a racist comic at the Comedy Cellar, and she tagged the Comedy Cellar, so they saw it. So then I'm not going to name her name. But anyway, so the manager there, I said, I was joking with her about something else. She goes, I heard you had a big night at the club tonight.
Oh, no.
I go, what are you talking about? So I try to pretend like I didn't know. So she sends me the
counseling. She
sends me the tweet. Oh, look, it's Mike Boschetti and his friend. Anyway, I didn't mean Mike Boschetti. I meant Mike Vecchione. Anyway, are you guys cops?
We all look like cops.
You guys cops? You look like cops. Are you cops? For real? Oh, perfect. Are you really cops?
Kevin's holding my drugs in
Are you off duty? Oh, you're both working active cops.
Yes.
Oh my God. I have a fucking sixth sense for cops. Huh? In Jersey,
they're not real cops. Come on, what are you talking about? It's Jersey cops.
What city?
What kind of shit is that?
We're up in the sticks, up in Sussex.
Oh, but you're real cops.
Yes.
Okay, good.
No, they were like.
We'll go to you. We'll go to you
when they come in. All right. So anyway, so did they send you to human resources?
No. So then I get the tweet. I get the text.
Wait, you got to go back. They sent you to what?
Huh?
They sent you. She said you got to
see. Yeah. Who did you have to see?
You got to see somebody. That's what you were leading into.
Are we playing charades? Anyway. No, anyway, so I get the text.
That always gets a laugh.
I get the text of the tweet.
Okay.
So I know the Twitter. I know her name. So I look her up. I retweet it, and it goes on for days. On and on. Norton gets involved. Norton, like, I don't even know if Norton. I guess
you or no?
I guess Norton knew it was me. I'm sure he found out. I mean, he never mentioned me in his.
You're the only real racist at that club, anyway. So who else
I'm the only certified racist. So anyway, so he gets involved. And it goes on, and it still might be going on because he's got 500,000 active Twitter followers, and once he got involved, like he made a couple comments. They got all these, he got up to like 2,000 likes. Just basically he's defending because he called her out for being like he didn't call her a cunt whore, but that's what I would have called her, And he basically called her out for being like a narcissist, like it's one thing to yell out at the comic, another thing to then tweet it.
Like the campaign.
Yeah, so she's so proud of it. Yeah. And then I went to her Twitter. I don't want to say her name, but you could figure it out if you did enough. But I told the manager I would drop it on my end. I dropped it on my end. All I did was retweet it. Anyway, so I looked up her profile. Turns out she's like she's bisexual, lives in Brooklyn, just complete fucking what. Just like, I love everybody. I think everything should be not racist. I think everyone should love each other. It's like, get the fuck away from it. You know what I mean? I dated a bisexual from Brooklyn for a while, and it's like they're very,
They're not anti-racist bisexuals.
What are they, Steve?
They're just bisexual. There's like both genders. That's it. It has nothing to do.
No, they think they first of all, bisexuals. Here's another thing about bisexual. I think they like a lot of attention. They like attention from women.
Special. I'm bisexual.
Like I could possibly love Eddie. I could fuck a cat. You know what I mean?
How easy
like they're
is
so
it to
open.
Yell at you on stage to be a racist? Like she's thinking.
I said I was a racist. It's like
admitted
saying
it.
Yeah, I say it, and then she goes after it. She goes because the joke didn't really work. The joke didn't really work as well as it used. So when the joke don't work, it's like when you do a joke that don't work and then it's a little bit whatever, then you open yourself up a little. But I still don't get heckled, What
did she look like? I had the same thing happen to me.
Asian.
Oh, I got sniped.
Right. Cops know.
Those two are on probation for something. That's why they're sent here. I had the same thing happen a couple of weeks ago.
You guys are going to have to get on mic for this next segment.
Want me to grab it?
Now, can you guys get them on mic?
Maybe they're wearing a wire. Just hook it up to their wire. They're probably wired, these two fucking guys.
I don't give a shit if they're wired. No, because they'll do
What are you, bisexual?
Yeah, we'll do the thing about
you Asian? What's the matter with you?
Go to them.
I actually would refer to you as an Asian bisexual sometimes.
First of all, it's like I know it was bad 20 years ago, but now it's like
why would she cry?
Because she likes attention. Why would she tweet it?
But she's also trying to get you in trouble. The girl that sniped me did it on purpose.
She was trying to get me in trouble. Trying to get me in trouble.
She tried to make it like a scene with the club. Everybody's laughing, and she just yells.
First of all, there's no way that he's gonna get out of that club. You're gonna die in that fucking club.
That's what Keith said as he limps around to the Village Underground.
Motherfucker.
I'm getting out of that club. I'm getting out of the club now. I'm in the process of getting out of the club.
Where are you going to go?
Don't worry about it. I'm
worried. I need a place to drive you to.
Club, huh?
I need a place
getting out of the club.
All right, fine. You hear this?
Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely.
No, it's like Shawshank. How long did it take to get out of Shawshank?
20 years.
Okay, well, I'm getting out. Trust me. I'm getting out.
Little.
For that reason. Because
they didn't support you?
No, because you're in a box there, and it's like, and you can't. I talked to Steve about this. You can't fucking, like when comedy first started, stand-up comedy, like let's say the 80s when it got really popular.
When you started, right?
No, well, I didn't start. I started like when Letterman. I didn't start with Letterman, but I started Letterman started a lot of comics. Because he was like he made it cool. It wasn't just like Johnny Carson comics and the guys with the suit doing the boring fucking observational shit. So Letterman basically made it cool. So in the 80s, it became like this thing. But in the 80s, it was like Johnny Carson and Walter Cronkite. And so it was like everything was a little bit more conventional and inside a box. But now it's not. Now it's like now the audience has their own fucking views. So you got to get your own audience. You can't go to a fucking comedy club and be like, oh, I want to do this joke. They and the women are empowered by whatever, and then they want to heckle you because they're like, well, you can't say this because I can't. If I worked at her job, I couldn't call myself a racist. They'd be like, what? I'd be like, yeah, I'm a racist. You don't get the joke?
Which is what makes it okay. That's what's funny.
No, which makes it funny. Wow. The better the joke is, the better the crowd is, the better that joke.
Upset him.
The better that joke does. Anyway, but people are assholes, and the cops will back me up, but they're not real cops because they work in the suburbs. So I
think they're bisexual.
So anyway, then Jeff Leach, I'll just name him because he don't live here anymore. You guys know Jeff Leach, right? Anyway, he's from England. He's a big fucking snowflake. Again, I think he's bisexual. Why do you think he is? You? Huh? Yeah,
I'm from Brooklyn.
He's very sexualized. You see how he dresses? He wear the fucking tight pants and the fucking.
Maybe you're just noticing that about him. None of us even. See
and
that.
like anybody would notice if everybody else wears a shirt and this guy wears a fucking wife beater and tight jeans, and I could see the outline of his cock. Like I'd have to be an idiot not to notice that, right?
You're right. You're not bisexual. He's right.
Gotta notice.
So Jeff Leach.
Gotta notice. Of course, the cops.
Jeff
notice.
Leach. So he
hangs to the left over there.
Talking about Jeff Leach or me?
So did you guys see this? Garrett, can you put it up? There was a stop.
Penis?
Jeff Leach posted this, and then I retweeted it.
This is him.
Big fucking crime, right? Big crime. A crime enough for you to come with your fucking gun pulled out, right? Shit. Right? That's big enough of a turn signal not made is a big enough of a crime for you to feel like you need to take out your service pistol, right? Right?
Where's his pistol? I don't see it.
Right?
He's holding it.
Where?
That's what's
in
up.
his right hand.
He's got his hand on it.
Just let him talk.
Probably see yourself on the internet. Fucking prick shit. That's prick shit, bruh. That's prick shit.
Why do they pick on Wesley Snipes?
Let him talk.
Your regular routine, I would have had no issue. I turned around to a fucking gun pointed in my face. Do you feel empowered now that you pointed your gun at me? Do you feel empowered? You feel empowered, don't you? Right? What happened? They fucked you up in school. They used to beat you up. You didn't get pussy in school. What made you feel bold to do that? I don't. And I know it's an individual. Not every cop is fucked up. But when I hear something fucked up happen to a cop, I be like, he probably had it fucking coming. Because the motherfuckers like you. Good cops get fucked up raps because of people like you. You came to the car with your gun out. For what? Do you have no conscience? You don't see what the fuck going on TV? But you don't give a fuck, right? Because I just would have been another dead black motherfucker, right? And you just would have went about your business, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? Right? Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. I have no issue if you could just be honest, right? You just would have been like, oh, a mistake happened. Right? You'd have been able to just wake up the next day, not lose a drop of motherfucking sleep. But I'd have had 3 fucking kids. 3 kids with no dad. Dad a criminal? Nope. Dad a thug? Nope. Dad shot dead by a cop, made a mistake. Because you want to come with your gun drawn.
Okay, thank you. First of all, and he plays for the Dallas Cowboys. Did you know that? I'm kidding. Anyway, I can't. Luckily, we have 2 cops here on 9/11. The point is,
that was tough to watch.
A guy on Facebook who I'm Facebook friends with. I know the guy. He's black, and he said I tweeted something about that, and then it went to Facebook, and then he tweeted. He said if he's driving at night, and this guy's black too. If he's driving at night and he sees a guy make a left turn with no turn signal on, he stays away from this guy because he figures this guy don't know. This guy's like he's drunk or he's erratic. You know what I mean? So at night, and you guys can get on the mic if you want. Just grab the mic. The point is, at night, it's like if you're a fucking pizza delivery guy at night, you get fucking, right? Aren't you more anxious? Because you don't know what the fuck. So if you're walking up to a guy's car and he's black and he's got like a black dude car, and you know what I mean by black dude car. It's not like a fucking Volkswagen Beetle. Why don't black guys ever drive a fucking Ford Pinto? Like a fucking nerd car. They always had this fucking maybe gangster car. Anyway, I'm not anti-black. But this guy's like calling out the cop. But the cop didn't do a fucking thing. He was totally professional. Like he's supposed to stand there like, was he supposed to put his hands in the air?
Oh, he didn't even say a word in that entire video. So.
Well, when you couldn't hear it because fucking redhead kept interrupting, but he said he was just saying okay. So because I heard it close up. Anyway, it was like amazing to me that this cop was so professional, and people are jumping on this cop for having like his fucking gun. His gun wasn't even drawn. He had it on his fucking. Aren't you trained for like
when we're working nights? First of all, I mean normally we do a passenger side approach.
Both of you, or one on the side, one on each side?
We work one man on overnight.
Oh.
Agency, so we don't have the benefit of having an extra set of eyes. So we approach on the passenger side so you get a good look in the car before you even make contact.
And do they get freaked out that you're on the passenger side?
Yeah, if you startle them when you knock on the window, that's a good thing. Because if they were planning on doing anything, now you completely threw them off the tracks there. To be honest.
No, I know.
That's what Kevin's wife does to him all the time.
No, because that happened to me. I got pulled over upstate. You guys can probably help me out. I got pulled over upstate on Route 17, like in the off the thruway. Route 17 goes through basically the Catskills, and the cop. It was during the day, but the first cop that came up to me tapped the window on the passenger side.
Right.
With two cops?
So I got freaked out, but they were state troopers, so I got freaked out. They got me for a moving violation, even though it was bullshit. I just didn't switch lanes because they had pulled somebody over, and I didn't switch lanes, but it was raining, and it was the highway was busy, so I didn't want to fucking kill myself to switch lanes. But it did freak me out. So, but you're by yourself, so that makes it even more tense. So this guy was probably by himself too, right?
It appears so, because he probably would have flashed the phone to both sides if there were two cops. He definitely would have made.
It's a tense situation. I work at night as a comic, and when I'm driving home, I get pulled over, often enough. Not as much anymore because I'm not driving. But when I had a car, when I lived in South Jersey, they pull you over every time. It's a tense situation. Like even when they go, like a lot of times if I'm driving, more than an hour or whatever, I'll put my wallet on the passenger seat because I don't want to sit on it the whole time because I got a lot of money in there. Right. So anyway. No, but anyway, I'll put it on the passenger seat. So he goes, "Can I have your license?" So when I go for my license, like I always feel like I'm going for my gun. I just want to go like, you grab my license. Like I don't want to fucking get shot because I'm going for my license. So especially at night, it's a tense fucking situation.
So you're trying to bring up a point. It's a tense situation, whoever it is, black dude, white dude.
Yes,
whatever.
it's at night.
2 o'clock in the morning at nighttime.
That's when hoodlums are out anyway. Hoodlums don't really work. They work night shifts. They
don't have bedtimes.
They don't have bedtimes. They have no curfew.
Too sleepy in the daytime.
So it's a tense situation. So this cop's supposed to come up like he's supposed to be working on a Rubik's Cube. Like he can't have his hand on his gun. It's fucking idiotic. And people are tweeting us like, "Oh, this is why." So I got into a fucking Twitter situation that basically it's still going on now. Like about the cop's out of line. I'd be having his fucking gun drawn. The gun wasn't drawn. It was fucking and
well, is there any
first
other
of all,
video
and then also the guy's pulled over by driving while black, and then the rest of the videos all day yesterday are black people looting in Florida. So it's like, they act like, why you guys treat us like this? And then every looting video, it's just fucking black people go. And they were stealing all these sneakers. One guy goes, "They don't even go for food. They're not even sensible.
Right.
Go for the fucking food. Get some milk for your baby mama's eyes."
Because that's what was happening. There was a bunch of.
I want to clarify this. They're going for sneakers.
Yeah, they had the clip.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're right. That doesn't make sense. When you see shit like that, you're like, go get food. Don't come out with.
Yeah, look, Steve. Look. I don't think we have This is yesterday. This is not some fucking.
And there's sneakers. Why don't you get waterproof boots, you dummy?
And they're getting Adidas.
What's the matter with you?
At least get Nike.
Jesus.
All right.
Oh my God.
All right.
So
first of all, that's a selective. I think that's racist putting that on because I'm sure they're not all going for sneakers.
What do you mean it's racist? We're just showing a video. That's the video. That's news.
I'm going in the hallway to cry.
No, that's news. That's news footage. That's news footage. We're not. It's not an isolated incident. Basically, the looting was done. So it's like this whole thing. I'm like, why are you always profiling black people? It's like they profile themselves.
Listen,
I'm not gonna ask these cops to be like, oh, black people, but it's like they do. They tend to get in trouble.
This is exactly like the guy getting pulled over. You're talking forever like that guy, and they're quiet with their hand on their guns.
They're trained. First of all, they act like cops are supposed to have such a great attitude. First of all, it's like cops deal with the piece of shit of the society each and every day for the most part. It's like asking a comic, like, how do you feel about the audience? It's like, the audience, they're drunk, they're stupid, sometimes they're good, but for the most part, they're not our friends. Like, you guys don't go, when you get a call, you're not going to be like, this is going to be a good call. Maybe I'll get some pussy at this call. You know what I mean? It's like you're dealing with the pieces of shit of society for the most part, and so I mean, I get pulled over. I've had issues.
You're a piece of shit.
My wife says, I need counseling. I need, but she's,
You're
anyway.
involved in 2 Twitter wars now.
I'm involved in all kinds of shit. I got called up by
Asians, blacks, all over you now.
I got headbutted in my own lobby of my building. But and now we're gonna go to mediation. So which is gonna work out fine because I had to get a lawyer. I can't even say this on the thing. But anyway.
It's even amazing. You have to see this guy in your building. You're the only guy gets headbutted by somebody, and you got to see him every day till you move.
He filed charges. I didn't file charges because I knew.
What? I told you to file charges.
No, that just makes it worse. That makes
No, it doesn't make it worse because that means he
I
charges.
had another situation with another neighbor, and if you file counter charges, I look like more.
No, you should have done it first because
Listen. Shut the fuck up. I went to the judge goes, "You filed the charges?" And I said, "No, he did." And so the guy,
the smart one.
No, he's not the smart one. So
Why
then
not?
the judge goes, then the guy kind of gets defensive. He goes, "Well, I just did it." He goes, "I just did it because we were in the same building." And basically, because the judge probably thought like, you probably filed charges because I got headbutted. But no, I didn't. Because I'm like, shit happens. Shit happens. You live in a big city. Shit happens. They live in a country. People don't get headbutted in their lobby because they don't have lobbies.
Cows are hitting them in
They
the
don't
head.
have doormen. They don't have lobbies. It's a very simple equation.
Another thing with that guy in the video, I think that your police officers, you're trained to observe. He's talking nonstop. He's not taking pauses.
Wound up. Yeah, he's
tell
wound
them,
up.
Tell them, you're a police officer. You're trained to know that this is a guy that might be on some sort of drugs, maybe not. But why is he talking continuously? Why is he? They're not giving him anything to fight back. Why is he so aggressive?
Because he wants to make a video. He wants to be
that's
a
a good
star.
point.
He wants to be a star.
Yeah, but people
Wants to
should
be a
realize
hero.
if something's going to happen, it's going to happen regardless. God forbid something did happen, then he would have been shot on Facebook like that other
You're
black
police
guy.
officers. Why is he? Aren't you taught that what is that behavior indicative of? Continuously talking without taking pauses. Am I right?
Don't say being black because you'll get fired.
you-
Let Kevin say that.
Tell them.
No, absolutely.
I like how you guys
Either-
ask him a question, then you don't let him talk.
either possibly stimulant use or even so. I mean, you've been taught at the academy for the last decade, whether or not you have a body camera in use or not, to always assume that you're on camera during every interaction.
That's in the last 10 years?
I went to the academy back in 2009, and they were telling us even then to always assume that you're being recorded no matter what you're doing.
That's smart.
Yeah,
You have to assume that.
What about the continuous talk? Because I'm friends with a lot of police officers. Isn't that something you're also told to pay attention to, like why they don't take pauses?
Right. Yeah, the officer might be, I'm sure he's not speaking, but I mean, we're constantly observing.
He's observing. And why does this guy keep going on a diatribe?
Right, exactly. I mean, and granted, nowadays, I mean, the fact that they're just animated from being upset is indicative. You have to figure out, are they Antifa? Are they, sovereign citizens? There's a million things that you're listening to.
Wait. What's a sovereign citizen? I don't know either. We'll play along.
I think
with
that's
it.
American Indian now.
Is that?
It's just someone who doesn't recognize the law of the United States.
Oh. So I mean, listen, and especially it was like 9/11, the day before 9/11 Eve. It's like the fucking cops. It's like my point is cops. Like I know a lot of cops too because I became friends with a cop when I lived in South Jersey, and then. I kind of got to meet all the cops, and they're all just regular dudes. Some of
They're
them
pretty good guys.
They're very
Good
for the
guys
most
and
part,
good
they're
women.
guys.
Yeah.
And that's what 9/11. When 9/11 happened, all these fucking firemen and cops that died, they're all like little league coaches, and all they're all like
Big hole.
no, they're all like good dudes. They all have family guys. So it's like the fact that like the guy's like, I got 3 kids. They're all gonna be dead. Use your fucking turn signal. And if you're black, sell your car.
Or drive a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, drive a car that you're
Can't you buy a
obviously
minivan?
fucking Urkel black dude. You know what I mean? Don't drive like a fucking, and don't be riding real low in your car, and use your turn signal.
These guys are trained to listen to us just like they listen to him. They say
taking
nothing
notes,
because then they
notes.
don't. They say, "What did you say?" We didn't say anything.
They're professionals. Just like as a comic, you become a professional. Like this woman, even when this woman heckled me the other night, I said, it's a joke, sweetie. I didn't call her a cunt. I didn't call her anything because I was like, okay, let her have her say. Let her have her say. They'll kick her out. It wasn't Dangerfields. I knew they would fucking kick her out. I knew my set was over. So it's like, as a professional comic, I'm like, shit happens, and I got to deal with it. And it's not a long spot, and I'm done. And
That's
it's
fun.
like,
You know what's so funny? It's not Dangerfields. You're right. If you're at Dangerfields, I've been threatened, stabbed. You know what I mean? Choked. They're like, oh, he's having a few beers. You know what I mean?
No, in Dangerfields, they'll let one table get so loud that another table tells them to shut the fuck up. Then a fight will start between two tables, and then they still won't jump in. And then I'll get off. I'll go, well, you guys didn't hear that? They go, what? Because they're out at the bar. I'm like, are you guys fucking? You guys are out of your mind. Like, the whole show's ruined. But they're like, well, we didn't hear it. It's like, okay, well, you would have heard it if you were fucking paying attention or if you gave a shit. But they're afraid to kick people out. At the cellar, they just kick them out right away. Right. Boom.
I think this young lady is loaded for bear. I think she goes to comedy
likes
clubs
attention.
and
that's
she
why,
looks
that's
for
one
an
of the reasons
opening.
why she's a bisexual. If you're a bisexual in New York, you're gonna get a lot of attention, especially if you're like an Asian lady and you're like, I like guys. Sometimes I like pussy. Sometimes I like dick. I don't know. I have a hard time ordering at the deli because sometimes I want meat. Sometimes I want tuna. You know what I mean? Just pick a side, you fucking cunt.
Sometimes I want.
No, this whole thing, like,
You're good with the C words today. You're good with the C words.
Listen, I'm done. I'm just done. I don't care. I like if you.
Have you ever been with a bisexual woman?
I dated one for 7 years.
She was bisexual after or before?
No,
or
when I met her, she was dating a woman. A waitress.
Turned her over?
She was No, she was back and forth, but she was young, so she's still going to that thing. She didn't even know how to tie her shoes. She was a young girl. Anyway, so
She like your jokes?
yeah, I mean, she worked at the cellar. She was a waitress at the cellar. She was dating a waitress at the cellar, a female, and then we just hooked up. She got drunk. Me and Attell got her drunk, and then she hooked up with me, of course, because I'm way better looking. And then she thought it was a one-night stand. I did too, I guess. And then we dated 7 years, and then whatever. And now she's a woman. She's got kids and everything, so whatever. I don't keep in touch, but we're Facebook friends. Like, I'm Facebook friends with Hitler. I'm very Facebook friends with everybody.
How does your wife feel about bisexual women?
Well, I think all women are a little bisexual. They all go through that bisexual phase, and then, but you know, most women like to get their pussy eaten out. So if
you do that or don't do that?
No, I do, but I'm saying like it
doesn't matter if they close their eyes whether it's a man or a woman.
No, I'm saying like women like to get their pussy eaten out, so they don't care if a woman does it or a man does it. But you're not a lesbian or real bisexual unless you like to eat pussy, you know. And most women that I know or have talked to, they're like, yeah, I've had some experience. Well, you know, some girl went down on me, and I'm like, well, did you go down on her? She's like, no. I'm like, then you're not really interested in women. You just want to. You want.
They're always like, well, she can go down on me, but I'm not going down on her.
Yeah, like I
dated. She's also narcissistic.
Yeah, she's a selfish bitch.
Yeah, but women are like that because men don't eat pussy right. Anyway, it's statistics show. No, I dated a girl, and she told her parents she was a bi. She told her parents she was a lesbian. That she was coming out as a lesbian, but she didn't even eat pussy. So I'm like, you're not a lesbian. You're just lazy. You know what I mean? You don't want to.
That should be one of the things. If you're gonna say you're a lesbian, you have had to eat pussy.
No, like once. Like you have to go to DMV and prove you can eat pussy before they give you a fucking lesbian license.
Let me see your lip.
I kind of like the fact that you sort of subtly were vulnerable and admitted that you're good at eating pussy.
I'm not good. I'll just do it. You know what I mean?
There's a big difference.
I'll bring my headphones.
Yeah.
That's
You'll rewrite jokes as you're doing it.
That's from the Dice Man. Anyway, I go down there. I bring my Walkman.
Oh yeah.
That was from the Dangerfields. The
day the crowd died or whatever.
No, that was from his. It was HBO Dangerfield special.
Yeah.
He goes, it's a set, ladies.
You know, I just saw
dick in the balls. It's a set.
Keep it together.
You know, I just.
What do you do? You leave the balls alone like they're orphans. It's a set.
I just saw.
Which Cumia was here to do the fucking Dice Man.
I just saw him again. I keep seeing him again. He was down at the Boca Black Box. He does that bit about how the young girls today, hey, they're whores. You know what I mean? If you don't,
whores.
If you don't,
whores. The way they dress, it's come on. I call it horrific.
That was like an Attell delivery on that.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. So he goes, if you don't come all over them, all right, they're upset. He goes, honey, Stick around in a half hour. It's going to look like I took your head and put it under a yogurt machine. In 45 minutes, you're going to look like I took your face and hit you with a lemon meringue pie.
They are whores, and apparently they suck a lot of cock. Can you comps attest to this? I'm kidding. Anyway, no, I'm saying they don't.
Sitting here.
No, they don't have to name their names. They're not going to get outed anyway. So they didn't say anything anyway. So they're just giving their professional take. No, but women now supposedly they don't like intercourse because you can get stuff from that, so that they suck dick more because
they always did that.
Not where I lived.
Yeah, well, you're
my
different
house.
too than
Not where I grew up. My sisters, I had a lot of sisters. None of them were doing nothing, if you know what I'm saying. No, I never got my dick
Took me
sucked.
a long time to get my
I did my
dick
first
sucked.
Letterman.
Yeah, I got no juice.
I had no juice.
I had no juice. I couldn't get my dick sucked. Seriously. I was in a relationship with a girl 6 years. I think I got a blowjob twice. All right. I didn't even know I was supposed to get a blowjob. Not supposed
When
to.
you were younger?
Yeah.
Chris Stefano does a bit about it where he was dating a girl for a long time, and then he broke up with her. His mom was like, "Oh, I liked her," and he says, "Mom, she only gave me one blowjob all that time," and she's like, "Get rid of her, get her out of the house." I mean, it's true. Like if they don't suck your dick, it's like that's selfish too. It's like. Yeah. What?
That's like the whole thing is like I always.
It's not suck your dick. They gotta suck your dick and fucking and
mean it too.
No, and finish. Not just like suck your dick to get you going. They gotta suck your dick every
then
once in a
what?
while.
What do you want?
Because it shows they're not selfish. You know what I mean? They'll take one for the team.
When's the last time you had your dick sucked?
I'm married.
Funny. Not in my house. That's not going on in my house.
How dare you?
Let's go to the clip of my wedding day.
Yeah, he
That's
can't.
the last time I got my dick
He can't get his
sucked.
dick sucked because it's in his house. I have no juice. I can't get my dick. Are you getting yours sucked?
Yes, I do. A couple of times a week.
By who? Whom? I want to use.
Swallowing?
1 and 1, maybe.
1 and 1.
Well, who?
Yeah.
Are you-
No, but it's new. It's
Who is it?
new.
Who is it? Is it
My
girl?
girlfriend, a year and a half, you know.
He told her. Year and a half. Anyway,
Got
but
no
she's
juice.
Puerto Rican-ish, right?
No, this one is Indian and Pakistani.
Oh, right, because she needs her fucking, she needs her papers. No, that's what you get. You get a girl who needs something, and yeah, she'll suck your dick. Wait till she gets fucking her permanent status here in the country.
I don't want to get in trouble. My girlfriend does suck my dick.
She a Compound Media subscriber? Act like
He's
you're-
never going to listen to this show. What are you talking about?
First of all, it's so hard. This is a bit of a name dropping situation,
go.
but somebody tweeted yesterday, goes, Chip Chipperson, I guess, said something about me the other night.
Oh,
So, yeah, because somebody
Hello.
tweeted me last night. So I go,
Linebacker coach.
I gotta. So I had to listen, but then I gave up because I'm like, the show was an hour long. Chip Chipperson is Norton's character.
Norton's
He does a show. Podcast. Anyway, so he goes, Chip Chipperson said something about it. So I wanted to listen, just for whatever. And then, but it's like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you say something an hour in, no one's gonna stick around the whole time. You know what I mean?
Well,
Your girlfriend's not gonna be like, "What'd you say?" After like a half an hour, she'll
No,
be
she
like,
will. She will.
Oh, she's
She,
gonna
it works.
Time.
No, she's
What's
the
your
chill.
girlfriend do?
She sucks my dick.
What, does she have a job?
Yeah. She's a property manager. It's the worst girl to ever
Boring.
be.
Anyway, are you cops married? You both married with kids?
Really helping me out with my girl.
And you married like someone from the town or someone that you knew? Or
Not from work, no.
no, not from work, but you married someone like you
as
married
long as it wasn't your cousin.
you just married. You guys are like not old fashioned, but you didn't meet them online. You didn't. It was just like a normal.
Somebody
got her.
met somebody in a bar, I
You
bet.
got her drunk at a local tavern,
Yeah.
and then but you guys ever
Like finger popping kind of first date kind of thing.
you guys come on, try to keep it classy. Anyway,
Not in my
you
house.
guys drive fast? Do you guys drive fast when you're off duty?
Yeah.
Because I have a friend, I tried to get him on the show today, so I'm thankful that you guys are here. But no, because I want a cop on the show. Anyway, so he picked me up at the airport one time. We were driving to South Jersey. He was on the Atlantic City Expressway doing 90. The cop pulls him over, and it's like even I'm nervous. I'm like, I don't want to die. He goes, we'll get home faster. It's like maybe we don't get home at all. So the cop pulls us over. It's a trooper. And he just shows him his
Shield.
Shows him a shield. And this trooper goes, okay, be safe. I'm like, be safe. We're doing 90. We're all going to die. Like, can I get a ride with you? I was going to jump on the fucking 352 bus out of Philadelphia. It's like, be safe. He's a menace.
He's the problem.
Yeah, he's the problem. But it was probably like a great, I don't know. It's like a marketing thing. Like he goes so fast and everybody else goes fast behind him because they don't know he's a cop,
Right.
So everyone's following him. And then the cop pulls everybody else over.
It's 5 tickets thanks to that guy.
He goes, you were doing 90. He goes, I was just going with traffic. I was just moving. Because that's what everybody says when they get pulled over for speeding, right? I was just moving with traffic. I was just moving with the speed of traffic. The guy was going 90. Following the guy going 90.
Why do cops drive so fast?
Because they can.
You've seen Top Gun. You know what happens.
No, because they're not going to get a ticket. Cops going to pull them over. They're going to show them their shield, and then it'll be like, okay, maybe he's going, maybe he's in a hurry.
I think it's important what kind of car they have, though, too. Don't you think it's important if they're a cop and you're driving a car fast? It's got to be some sort of decent car.
Yeah, my friend had like a BMW or whatever.
Oh, that's class. What kind of cars you got?
They don't have to tell us. They're good cars, right? You guys are doing fine, right?
Yes.
I feel like we are getting them in trouble. We're doing real good.
Yeah, he doesn't want to say BMW.
Sit up, Steve.
He doesn't want to say BMW
because time delay. Steve goes like this, and then he thinks of it. By the time he gets to the mic, the fucking joke's dead. You do your stand-up in a rocking chair. See how that goes. Holy shit! Stay on mic. We have Rick Shapiro.
This is better. Where, tonight?
Oh, we had Rick Shapiro a couple of weeks ago. You know Rick Shapiro?
Yeah, he's in the hospital now.
Yeah, he's in the hospital.
Why, what do you mean, of course?
We sent thoughts and prayers.
Oh, God.
We sent our thoughts and prayers. No, we do. But anyway, he was on. When he came back from California, he was on. And, Rick mumbles anyway. And he's mumbling like into his armpit. I'm like, talking to the mic. First of all, you're already mumbling. At least mumble into the mic, Do me a favor. Do me a solid, And then so everybody's got to know how a mic works, right? Steve, you've been around for a couple of years. Even a fucking cop.
I'm always getting yelled at.
Anyway.
Good.
So these are like two guys.
I want to talk to them, but I want to get them in
look like they
trouble.
couldn't get into a movie.
Yeah, they really do.
Can we get a shot of that? They look like we can't get into a movie.
It looked like the movie was sold out.
They tried to get into it, and they couldn't make it.
Yeah, that's funny, Steve. We'll have you back after. Just from that one alone.
Wow, finally.
No, it's true though. It looked like the movie was sold out, and then they were like, you know what? I think Kumia's got seats. Sometimes you just want to sit down.
Right.
Actually, I was taking a train in today, and the PATH train stopped. The last stop is 33rd Street. So the train, as it gets closer to 33rd Street, more people get out. So the seat next to me was empty, and this woman sits down next to me. And she sits down at 14th Street, so I mumbled to myself. I don't know if she could hear or even speak English, but I go, you sitting down for 2 stops? Then she gets up at 23rd Street. I'm like, for 1 stop? You sat down for one. You sat down for 1 stop from 14th to 23rd. That's 9 blocks. That's a half a mile. That's a 1 minute. I'm like, and she was young, Anyway, no ending to that story. It just shows how I'm like racist and I don't like people. But it made me think about the movie because people go, you don't go to the movies. I'm like, I can't go to the movies. I can't. I don't want to sit around strangers. You know what I mean? Like when I'm on the train, I have no choice. I have to be around strangers. I don't even sit down most of the time when I'm on the train because I don't want people fucking. I'd rather just stand and fucking have to put my bag down and take my phone out and maybe I forget my phone. You know what I mean? You guys, first of all, when you lose your phone, I was thinking today, when you lose your phone. What do you do when you lose your phone? Do you go to like Sprint? What
kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone. What do you
mean? Like when you lose it that minute, or you mean to buy a new phone?
After you stop crying, what do you do? What's your first move?
iPhone. You do the iPhone. Find my iPhone. Make sure you didn't.
Yeah, but what if you assume you can't find it? So then what do? You just go get another phone?
Yeah, you get a new phone. Make sure you backed up your phone in the last month.
But I haven't. How do we back up your phone?
You do it on your computer. You plug it in.
Oh, I'm not doing that. Fuck it. Anyway,
real easy.
So you guys get calls?
Your kids do it.
Get calls from people who losing their phone?
Yeah. No way.
Of course they're gonna. They're not city cops anyway, so they get a lot. You guys got a lot of dumb calls,
They
right?
call them up and say, how many minutes should I have? You can't be.
No, they're like, I lost my phone. Can you help me? To them, it's an emergency.
My phone is stuck in a tree.
What's the most dangerous? I'll talk in the mic.
What are you yelling at?
What's the most dangerous? What's the most dangerous call you ever responded?
No,
Coming
not
to
that.
here-
What's the
coming here
dumbest-
tonight.
What's the dumbest call you've ever gotten?
Coming here today.
I would say
No joke. It was a woman who locked herself in a car. I mean, she got herself out before we got there, but that was the dumbest by far.
Oh my God.
Well, she had like a new car, and she didn't. It was like one of those like self-driving cars.
No, she literally just locked the doors and didn't know how to get out. That was it.
Wow.
She an Asian lesbian from Williamsburg?
Good one.
Sorry, I'm trying to help.
And did you get when you got there? Was she still there?
No, luckily she got out. It's just
don't even want to
yeah.
see her.
No, but
Did she videotape the whole thing?
Did she blame the cops? Did she call you to tell you that she figured it out?
Yes. Pulled in a parking lot and she was out, and thankful we got there.
You guys don't have a backup 911, right? Do you have supplementary? Well, that's not the right word. Anyway, like a backup number, like 911 for emergency. Do you have another number?
Yes, we do.
What's the other number?
Emergencies.
311.
Urgent number.
Huh?
No, it's literally like our phone number.
But people don't know that, so they still call
it's not
911.
shorthand, yes.
Okay.
Most people
Hand it to your buddy. What's the dumbest one you've had?
A stolen Newport, one cigarette from the new pack.
No way.
Yes way.
Go ahead, Kevin. You ask who it was, because I'm not asking. Too easy.
No, the Newport just makes it fucking beautiful.
It's like
What year was that?
menthol.
I could
Menthol.
I could tell you. No, first of all,
Ask if it's a menthol. If not, if it's not, then we're confused.
Newport only makes menthol.
Oh, okay.
So a black guy stole a Newport from another black dude.
Oh, up where we're at, it's all it's the worst of Jerry Springer, except that's where they live.
Oh, just white trash.
It was a white person.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
see,
It was a white person.
I was wrong.
I said you ask it.
Shit, I kind of figured it might not have been a black dude since you guys were.
Are there any black people up where you guys are?
Yes.
A lot, or
Do you know all their
all
names?
5 of them?
Is it even worth
Hey,
putting on
Tony!
Tony, put that tire back.
Is it even worth it for you guys to put a bulletproof vest on up there? I mean, for
Yes.
these incidents? So what's a bad incident other than this?
Oh, you can't talk
Murder,
about the bad
suicide.
ones, right? Because they're still pending.
No, one that you went to trial or weren't.
Oh, normally it's just narcotics distribution.
A lot of meth,
A lot of heroin.
heroin.
There. Yeah. See, that's
So
crazy.
how do they get? Because people are saying they get hooked on heroin because
Pills.
They get pills from their doctor and then they transition to heroin. But that's not true, right?
It's you either get people who were very young and got wisdom teeth removed, or very old and had back issues, and then they use dope because it's.
Oh, but he's a
cheaper than
great.
the
He's
pills.
So most of the time, it is.
Pills,
it
yeah.
is. It is meds transition to heroin.
Yeah. Your doctor only gives you meds for so long, and now you try to get that pill, and that
Getting
pill
your
costs
wisdom
you
teeth
$40.
is a gateway?
And you have to get 3 or 4 or 5 pills a day. You're looking at $300 or $400 a day. You do heroin for $10 or $20 bag, snort it instead of shooting it, whatever. It's the same effects. They can still live at that point
Forget that. Wisdom teeth? I never heard that before. Wisdom teeth can lead to heroin?
because they're giving them high-powered drugs to kill the pain. You ever get your wisdom teeth out?
Yes.
What'd you get on?
I don't know. I'm a Jew. I took a Benadryl.
I'm a Jew. I took a Benadryl.
That's his new
This is one of the
T-shirt.
silliest shows.
No,
we've
thank
ever-
God the cops are here.
Yeah, I think they calmed us down a little.
No, of course, because that's their job. It's their calming influence.
Oh.
So heroin, yeah. Like we can't talk about
riots.
heroin too much because it's like the whole heroin thing. Like I don't know how you do, but it's like I was thinking about the other day. They always want your kids to eat right and everything, but like. No, but like I buy my kids like fruit and vegetables. They're very expensive. Candy's cheap as shit. To your point about heroin, you know what I mean? Like heroin's cheap as shit.
Why am I buying broccoli when I can buy a
Like,
bag of
I
Tamara?
go to the fruit store. I buy $15 worth of fruit. It's gone in 24 hours, and I could buy them $15 worth of candy. It would last for a month. I mean, $15 worth of candy is like a big
Oh, my
fucking
God.
Halloween bag of
Up
candy.
their arms
And
and feeding them
Snickers bars.
broccoli.
No, but it's annoying. They always say you want your kids to eat right. I'm like, I don't even want them to eat right anymore because it's just too expensive.
Oh,
Unless
that's
someone's
great.
going to help me out, unless the government's going to step in. Anyway,
I heard that heroin was like the greatest like couple of seconds or whatever of your life.
chasing a dragon. You guys ever do heroin? I'm kidding, of course. Anyway. If you guys are in a situation, you don't have to answer if you don't want, but like, let's say you're at a bar and then you have one drink. Do you guys know what your legal limit is? Like the problem with drinking and driving, is people don't know what their limit is. Like if you're a big dude, I guess it's 3 drinks, But if you're like the other night, I don't know if I haven't even been here since then. But I did a show at the Comedy Cellar. And I and they said, you want a drink? And I was stressed out, because my kids or whatever. It was like, I think it was a Labor Day weekend or the weekend before. And my kids are they've been home since June, So I said, my wife had just been yelling at me. Can you believe it? Anyway, so my wife had just been yelling at me. So I did a couple of shows. I said, give me a gin and tonic, because I'm like the Great Gatsby.
A real drink.
So I get a gin and tonic, and I go, I didn't feel it at all, and it didn't taste strong. They gave it to me in a big glass, but so then I get another one. And then as I'm leaving, I'm like, wow, I'm fucking drunk. So I got 2 big gin and tonics. As I get home, I'm still drunk. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm getting more. It's like pot where you get more high and you're like, what the fuck? Make it stop. So I'm sitting on a couch and I was afraid to go to bed because I knew my wife would be like, oh. So anyway, so I go to bed. I wake up the next morning. My wife's like, what the fuck did you? And she goes, because she said when I sleep, I kept throwing my arm on her like a drunk dude, you know? So I would have thought I was not drunk. So do you guys know how many drinks is drunk? Like how many beers where you say you got to absolutely stop? For you guys, not just for any size dude. Like if you have 2 beers, you're like, I got to stop? Because because I know if you guys are drunk and a cop pulls you over, he has to arrest you, right? He can't let you go, right?
There's very little discretion nowadays with all the video equipment that everybody has.
That's been in place for years. There's no wiggle room for cop with another cop. Like if he's drunk, you got to arrest him.
It's not worth your job or your pension to cover
right
in that regard.
So people don't know that. They think cops let other cops go if there's a suspicion of DUI, but they don't. So that's why you guys got to know, because even if your buddy pulls you over, or if you're driving erratically and somebody pulls you over, they can't just go, get home safe. They gotta arrest you.
Oh, too much liability.
So do you guys ever drink and then and you ever on the fence and you're like, what? And then you just get a ride or you get a fucking cab? What do you do?
And the state of New Jersey does have legalized drunk driving because you're impaired at between a .02 and a .04, but the legal limit is a .08. And to get to a .08, you really have to drink to get to an 08. I mean, if you have 2 or 3 beers, it's not going to put you anywhere near the legal limit.
It won't?
Unless you're Kevin Brennan.
Unless you're a wimp like me. Unless you have a vagina.
Can you put a little mint in my drink?
You're like a Robert Mueller today with these. What are we leading to it then?
What are we doing?
Because people don't know this. Like people don't, like I always say, with all the fucking, like in urban communities, they should, they teach them like sex education. They should teach them cop education, like how to behave when the cop pulls them over.
You get pulled over.
That was incorrect behavior. The gentleman who was talking forever and being nasty to those cops, and tell you the truth, it was kind of bullying.
Like when you say to someone you're under arrest, it's not up for debate. It's like their rights are basically diminished right now. When you say you're under arrest, they're under arrest, and it's not. You can't say like, okay, why? You're just under arrest. So just go, I'm under arrest, and then play ball, and then see what happens. Because if you play ball, you're not going to get in trouble. The jails are filled with fucking real criminals, so nothing's going to happen to you if you didn't do anything.
Correct. We don't have a vested interest, following you through the entire legal system. If there's enough PC at the time of the contact to facilitate an arrest, the arrest is made. You go to court. If you have any umbrage with what occurred, you go to court and debate it there.
Yeah. And then so that's what I'm saying. So they should teach these kids, if you didn't do anything, don't run from the cops. Right?
Oh, my mother told me to run from the cops all the time in our neighborhood.
Who did?
My mother. Don't get busted. I don't want to have a problem with you.
We have police officers. What should you do when a police officer comes up to your car? What should you do?
First thing you should do is put away the beer and the weed. That's a simple thing. That's the easy first 2.
That's somebody's joke. They go, when the cops always say, you know why I stopped you? And then, like, you're supposed to help because, like, could you smell the pot in the glove compartment? You know? It's like, and I asked my cop friend, I go, why do you ask people that? And he said, because it's just you're engaging conversation because you want to be able to read the witness better.
What is it you're
I mean, not the witness, to read the guy that you pulled over better.
What are you asking?
What I'm asking is the police officer.
No, but I said, what are you asking him?
And this is our special 9/11 show.
Craig, why are we talking about this shit?
Because people will be like, what kind of comedy show is this? It's like when Oprah does a special,
Right.
were you touched as a child in a bad
See, now
way?
you're saying Black lives don't matter, but you're teaching people to save their lives
Can I
right
say
now.
one more thing about Black Lives Matter? If you watch NFL, if you watch the NFL, and you can't like all these guys who are Black Lives Matter dudes. They're like, but if you're a white dude and you're like black, or if you're like any dude and you're like Black Lives Matter, and you watch the NFL, then you're a fucking hypocrite because black dudes are killing each other on the fucking football field, and they're giving each other concussions,
and back injuries.
So like if you're like so sympathetic to black people and their health,
Don't watch football.
Don't watch football.
Exactly.
Period.
Watch soccer.
Yeah, watch soccer. A bunch of fucking fags from
fags.
Europe running around with their short shorts.
Look right here, next to it. He's up next.
Anyway,
In the
so
Olympics in 2012.
what was I going to ask them? I
We're
forgot.
going to ask him.
By the way, also, I'm here and I'm.
By the way, also.
I feel I'm being, gender or whatever, or sexually demeaned. As a police officer, could I have you intervene?
What?
No.
For feeling
You're a
demeaned.
Jew.
Because you're being bullied?
Yeah, I'm being bullied right now.
Stop being a
because
puss.
of my sexuality or something.
Or lack of it.
No, Steve's like a New York. He's like a classic, like New York, whatever.
Classic.
No, you're not even a classic New York Jew.
Grammy.
Go ahead, say it.
that's
You
more
know
like-
you wanted to
He's
say
what
it.
Grammy Hall would call a real Jew.
Oh, he's more like an Natterman's a New York Jew, but
Yeah, all right. If you're
I'm
going to
more like
compare.
a sniveling Jew. Like Natterman's got a running.
He would have been the
get a
Jew
free
in the you're the type of Jew that would have been against the Nazis firing in the
Yeah, definitely.
Because
part of
the one thing about being
I'll tell you the Jew I would have been. I would have been the one trying to get on Schindler's List to get out of there. That's the type of Jew I would have been.
He would have blown Schindler to get on that fucking
Get
list.
me out.
he would have cut the line like a real
Hold on a second.
Jew.
Now you're gonna. I could have saved 3 more.
What the fuck are you doing?
Oh
That's
no!
from the movie. Don't you
I-
remember?
Yeah, like
I
I-
could have saved 1 with this.
Right,
Here, take
right,
this.
right,
Can I get a half a Jew
right,
saved?
right.
No, I don't remember anything about Schindler's List. I just
yeah,
remember the
fell asleep.
Bad. Here, I could save another Jew.
I just remember the theater being crowded. I was like, look at all these fucking Jews watching this dumb movie.
No, you didn't.
No, I think I made a
didn't
mistake.
go see
And then
Schindler.
you noticed that there were no blacks in
I
the
think I
theater.
I went to see Schindler's List on a Christmas day, and it was very crowded.
That is a mistake.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's like going out for Chinese on Christmas. Like, look at all these. Where the fuck do these people come from?
Now, I hope black people feel better that Jews are more maligned than black people. They
point
say we
is-
Jew you down. They don't say we Negroed you down. We Jew you down.
You Negroed up.
Right.
The point
I'm
is,
making the cops laugh. Do you see? Black is not funny.
Go ahead, the
Jew
point is
funny
what?
to those two fucks.
Oh, okay.
don't show them on.
Can't show I'm laughing at you, Joe.
You can't show them because then they'll be like, oh, well, I saw your mouth move.
Maybe we can pixelate them or put
Yeah, we'll
like
have
the
to
dark
pixelate them.
glasses
We'll have
on
to
them and have
pixelate.
them talk like this.
They
when
can't get
answer.
in. They can't.
Yeah, when you're pulled over.
That's another thing. It's like cops don't want to lose their job. That's people think like cops will always want to, and my cop friends, he says, I go, like that one guy, remember when the black guy with the big fat black guy was running from that cop? I forget where it was, but he just shot him like it was like a video game.
Yeah,
And the guy was a big fat black dude.
Running
and,
away from him.
Yeah, and he was like,
yeah.
there was no way the guy was going to get away. Or where?
Oh, that's the guy who planted the gun to him.
What?
He planted the gun that day.
No, he pulled him over and the guy ran off in his car.
Right.
And then the guy got out of his car and started running. But he
shot
was
him.
running so slow and the guy just shot him it's like, first of all, so I asked my cop friend, I go, why would he because he knows the guy's not a big deal criminal. He goes, sometimes you just wake up, you're like, I'm gonna shoot a motherfucker today, That's what he said. I'm not saying you guys are gonna agree with that. But
There's no way they're going to agree with that.
no, but I'm saying, so I said, why would a guy be that dumb? But I'm saying, like, that's why people think cops are always looking for trouble. Cops don't want to get shot or lose their job.
Cops
You
want
know
to
what I
go
mean?
home and keep their
Yeah, they
pension
want-
in their
they-
life.
It's like it's a job. And somebody said, well, I was getting a fight with Twitter yesterday. Said like, well, it's a real professional. I go, these cops are human. Sometimes they're in a fucking bad mood. Sometimes they just got in a fight with their fucking wife, and now they're back on a job and they're dealing with these pieces of shit, But they still don't want to get shot or lose their job,
Or do paperwork.
Or do paperwork.
Yeah, my friend
Looking like a
John
real
DeRosa
Jew.
was a-
Jews hate paperwork, and we know that for a fact.
Without paperwork, we'd never make a living.
Exactly.
We don't do
All
hard
the,
labor.
all the
John
accounting.
DeResta, the ex-transit cop, he would just say that. They don't want to do paperwork. Just like they said, when you're a rookie, you're trying to arrest everyone. After 3 or 5 years, let them go, let them go, let them go. Roll the windows up. Look the other way.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Cops don't want to lose their job, and also,
So they're really not troublemakers, cops. That's the point.
not at all. They're not.
Not at
They're
all.
the opposite. They're not. It'd be like saying to a comic, like it'd be like a comic who starts trouble with the audience. Like that, you don't want that. It's just it creates a headache for you. So the cops are now they're looking just get their fucking job, then not get shot, and then go home.
Go home. Exactly.
I mean, that's why when I can't even say that.
But what happens if that guy, if you think about things like that, what happens if that guy would have said to those cops, to that black dude, yeah, you're right, I got nervous, I'm sorry. You think it would have been over, or you think that guy would have just ranted as crazy as he was? Because frustration after years, probably got pulled over 20 times in his life.
You want to know something? I'll bet you that guy never gets pulled over. To me, it just looked like another thing where
He gets pulled over, Steve. You don't do that from getting pulled over once in a while.
I want to know why the beard doesn't connect to anything to the hair. That was what was really annoying me. I think if you have a beard, it should go into sideburns, and then it should go into
What
hair.
did he have? He just had a beard and
No, he just had no hair, and then all of a sudden they were like semi-sideburns and a beard.
But Jews don't have the best beard. Don't go
At
pushing
least it
off on
connects to our
beards.
fucking hair and those curly
Yeah, but
keys.
that's-
And to your back.
But black dudes can have a bald head and it looks good because
Yeah, but not with the beard.
I
That's
thought he
not
looked good. That was the one thing I was like. I thought
you
he was
did?
handsome.
Fashion-wise? Oh, well, let's
Oh,
vote.
you
What do
like the
guys
way you
think?
look? Like you might marry him?
Well, fashion-wise, I give the hair not connected to the beard. I give it a 3. What do you give it, fashion-wise?
What is this, 3 guys for a queer guy? What was that show called?
Your eye for the straight guy.
Whatever.
Look, there's no way those two cops
even
are
funny,
straight.
whatever I
don't care
said.
What you fucking say.
No,
No cops sit like that for a half hour with their hands in their.
they're
fucking mouths.
cops.
They're
That's
not-
why I said immediately they're cops. They're dressed like off-duty cops.
They're out of that gay movie with Al Pacino. They're gonna wear leather later.
I don't want to
Mike
tell you
Sweeney
it's
used to-
cruising,
Mike
but
Sweeney
you're
used to
cruising.
have- Sweeney used to have a funny bit about the off-duty cops.
Who?
Mike Sweeney.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He goes. You can always tell the off-duty cops, or not off-duty, undercover cops on the New York City subway system, because it would be like 2 dudes dressed like this, hanging around together with a big walkie-talkie out of their back pocket. He goes, no one's gonna notice with their fucking walkie-talkie chiming away. you
Yeah,
know?
well, think about it. How many people don't notice? Thank God. How many people?
They do notice.
No,
They
I'm
used to
saying
notice
the
because-
criminals don't notice because they make arrests. This is how stupid the criminal mind is. You see a guy with all these things, and you're still getting
You know what? You know how they. That's why they stopped the.
stop and frisk.
No, you couldn't walk between subway cars because the guys who walk between subway cars are so dumb. But they always have like warrants or whatever. Like almost 80% of them. I'm just making up a number. Almost 80% of them
I love that.
had warrants. But it was true because I used to do a joke where I would see a guy walk from one subway car to the other. I go, does the subway have a dining car? Like I didn't know that. Like, why else would you?
Is this
walk?
the Long Island Railroad?
Why else would you walk to another car? Is there another car better? So that
This is
was
the best punchliningest show we've ever done.
ever done.
Ever
Anyway, this is going to get an award, this show.
Love it.
A Graspy or whatever they call it for a podcast.
Grasping
I don't know.
at something. Grasping at something.
Graspy.
I mean, we should get an award. Anyway, so no, but cops know that like criminals are dumb.
They
and
go
know
between cars.
so they made it illegal so they could basically stop and frisk. And for fucking de Blasio to eliminate stop and frisk, that was just dumb. Even here's the thing: even black people are pro stop and frisk because their neighborhoods are less safe. Plus they know the cops won't go into their neighborhood unless they have to. If they can't go up to a dude who's looked like he's got guns on him and limping or whatever, you know what I mean? If he looks suspicious and you can't just stop and frisk him, black people know that stop and frisk him. So they
know that. I'm not. How do you know that black people want stop and frisk?
because I read in the paper. I read in your New York Times paper.
The forward.
No, I read, and it makes sense. Black people want their community safe.
Both
you know,
sides. These guys.
You're in the middle for
they're
a
not here for the
reason.
show. They're waiting to see Hamilton later. There's something up with these guys. Look at them. They're theater goers. They're not police
They're
officers.
going to go see Depeche Mode tonight.
they're waiting for their hoods to be steamed. That's what I was,
More punchlines.
that's what I was
Wow.
gonna say. I was gonna say that, but I didn't say that out of respect
That's
for
all
the
right.
The
officers.
other one looks like a stand-in for Norton.
Are you guys gonna go? Are you here for the Chip Jefferson podcast?
Of course.
Are you?
Course.
Oh, fantastic!
And they
All
were
right.
like, "Oh, you could see this show too for free." Oh,
They
yeah,
have
we'll
a whole.
sit
They
in.
have it do the whole thing. They'll sit here. They'll watch Cumia, and then they'll go down.
Yeah,
to
but they
Chip
came early to get good seats for him, not because they care about us.
Steve, no one cares about you. Anyway, But you gotta have good seats for that, or do you have the premium seats?
The golden circle, yes.
You do? See, they're doing okay. But it was
means
so
chip is going to come on your
It
head.
was so cheap. It was it was so cheap anyway. I never understood the thing because they had it was like $11 for a regular seat and 17 for a golden circle. No, they sold out. It sold out immediately. But just the fact that he would make it $6 more
difference.
in New York, that's like a sneeze. $6 is nothing. Do you want coleslaw? Because that's $6 extra. Guacamole $6 extra at fucking Chipotle, and
Maybe
it's
to
poisonous.
your people $6. Maybe to your people $6.
Oh, it really is like Annie Hall.
But
I
to
see him.
my people.
When he walked in, I saw that.
Sure, that's you goyim. Just spend the money, throw it away like it's not important.
Who's got $6?
Can I have a Dr. Brown celery?
With
You
no
guys,
ice,
are there any
please.
Jews where you guys live?
Yes.
What are there more, Jews or blacks?
Not sure.
That's a correct answer. He's
'cause
got
they're
to be
He wants to get his pension. Leave him alone. Yeah, we got 3 Jews and 4 blacks.
Jew. I've been wrong about my Judar, but the black dar is usually right on
He
cue.
looks a little Jewish. The one on the right looks a little Jewish. Are you part Jewish, sir?
He's Italian.
Look at him, not at all.
No,
Don't you dare
said he
talk
was
to my
Italian.
The way he's sitting, he's not Italian.
Oh, the
He's
guy
not
on the
Jewish.
He smacked me 17 times by now if he's a real fucking Italian. I'm agitating him now on purpose.
He would have
Hold on a second.
smacked
Give
you.
me the
Except,
beard and shave my head so I could be like
no,
that.
he would have done it.
He
except
just
for his
said,
cameras here. He's definitely Italian, and the guy and the guy's probably this guy's probably
Get your hand off your-
Irish, half Irish. You're half Irish,
Fucking God.
Not
Got a
half.
Polak Russian kid here.
Irish and Polish.
What are you?
I'm a mutt, but
Yeah, well, go ahead. What are you? Sicilian?
Oh, I don't fuck with them.
Why are all cops Sicilian? What has happened? And what are you?
My parents are from Calabria.
Calabria?
Leave that alone too. Seriously.
Where's that? Northern or regular? Southern. So he's.
So he's first generation. Then what you say? Your
So,
parents-
you know-
oh, they were born here? Or?
No, my father was born here. My grandparents are from
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I was thinking this the other day because when I moved to New York, it was like I grew up in Philadelphia, so mostly like the guys that were considered good looking were just like Irish good looking guys because most of the people are like either Irish or Italian, but mostly Irish, or a mix of Irish. Where I grew up. Then when I came here, all these women were like, "Oh, that guy's hot," and I'm like, "That fucking caveman." But they're always Italian because the women like a Puerto Rican. Because to New York women, they want like the alpha fucking Italian guy or the alpha like fucking Puerto Rican guy or some kind of mix of that. Even strippers now. When you talk to any stripper. They're all dumb whores, so they'll go after the Italian guys.
So the strippers are not even going after you when you're in the place. They go right for the guineas.
Strippers, they don't want an Irish guy. They want an Irish guy for a lap dance because they know that they'll get drunk and give them like 10 lap dances.
Right.
But the guys they always date is the Italian guy because he's like a macho guy. They want a macho fucking guy. They want like a.
What do you want to date a
Get me
stripper?
a Jew. Nobody's ever going to.
Yeah, of course not, unless they're doing their taxes.
More punchlines per any podcast.
I'm just saying, it's like even now, like my son is mixed, and my son is fucking good looking. Like sometimes I just look at him, I go like, holy fuck, he's
How is he mine?
crazy fucking pussy, crazy pussy. And when I say
Are you
that-
guiding him to make sure he does it the right way?
Yeah, he's already in meetings with Artie Fuqua. So
12 people knew that reference, but it's
it
good.
don't matter.
Yeah.
Artie Fuqua, he's got. I actually
How
met
old
my
is
wife
your
through
son?
Artie.
How old's your son?
No, but my
Wow.
son, he looks Italian because he's
Suave.
mixed. My
Yeah.
son's mixed. He's half Panamanian and half Irish. So in the summer he definitely looks Italian because he gets tanner.
Nice.
But even during the thing, even in the winter, in the slow months. He don't look Irish, and the women just that's
attractive. What
to
do
New
you
York. In New York, that's what's considered good looking. Like in L.A., it's blonde hair,
Right.
a nice car, and in New York, East Coast, Philadelphia,
What do you
but mostly New York, it's fucking Italian, Puerto Rican guys, and I'm not talking about Louis J. Gomez.
What do you think? I even tried growing up in Brooklyn. I'm Jewish. I didn't want to look Jewish. All right. I don't
You had
look
no
like
choice.
that. No, I don't. I modeled myself there. I look like.
Yeah, what did Dice Clay do?
He's a
He turned
Jewish guy.
himself.
Yeah.
He turned himself into a fucking Guido, and even the biggest comic right now is still doing that fucking Guido thing. Fucking Sebastian.
If you see,
because women love that. Guys like that guy.
Wait, Sebastian's a Jew too?
No,
he's
but
Italian.
he's
But they
playing the
like
Italian
that.
thing. They like that.
I
What
gotcha.
the
I
fuck?
gotcha.
Like even with his wife, he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
in his act, he's like, what the fuck? Because his wife's Jewish, I guess, from his act. He's like,
Right.
what the fuck? But they like that. That guy's funny. The Vinnie Barbarino guy.
Same.
He's funny, but the guys want to be that guy, and the women want to suck his cock.
Well, they're also generous. Italians are generous. Whatever you
about
want.
generous,
Whatever you
they're
want.
generous
Whatever
with
you
a
want.
fucking
Never gone
punch
with
in
a
the
Jew.
mouth.
Not that. This side of the menu, only this. Only
Oh, yeah,
everything
Steve does. Steve's doing it as one of his
$4.95.
bits, but it's
It's
true.
true. It's fucking true.
Going around on his
Andrew
bit.
Dice Clay without all the jacket looks like Alan Dershowitz.
Yeah. No, do your bit about the you go out with the Italian guy.
Oh yeah, they're the most.
Talking to the mic, you read.
It's his first time.
Wait a second. Anyway, speaking of talking to the mic,
More punchlines later.
football season is here, and week 1 didn't disappoint. How was your week, Steve? Did you win? Did you know who's going to win this week? I know the Giants didn't win yesterday, and that makes me happy because, my arch enemy, Lenny Marcus, is a big Giants fan. I know the Giants didn't cover, and this is off copy, but the Giants suck. And what's with their fag wide receiver?
Which
The guy's
one?
more worried about his hair than his own fucking team. I'm trying to be Italian. Well, how great how great would it be to have your own personal expert giving you some I almost said legal, giving you some advice before you head out to Vegas and put your money where your mouth is. If you want to win big, then get a little help from MyBookie before you head out to Vegas and use promo code Bridges for an additional bonus. That's
good.
That's the name of my show, Burning Bridges. MyBookie is a site where experts lay out the odds for you and give you all of the inside info you need to win big. Head there before the game or even during the games to get what you need in order to win big this football season. Try it for fun and learn how you can win big. I'm gonna do a little comment after this. Join now at MyBookie.ag and use promo code Bridges for an additional bonus. That's MyBookie.ag with promo code Bridges. Did you hear that, my fans out there? Promo code Bridges. If you don't know how to spell Bridges, look it up. Because I want to get some feedback. I want to get some kickback.
Some clicks.
Expert or rookie makes no difference. Check out mybookie.ag and don't forget to use promo code Bridges. Listen, and that's true. I don't really gamble but if you do gamble, all people I know that gamble, they lose. So any help you can get, and some guys are just better at betting than other guys. Like these guys who do the line. You ever watch a game and you'd be like, and then you see the line was 4 points and they get 4 points. I'm like, it's amazing. But some guys just know. Some guys are just some guys are just natural. Like all these fucking Scorsese movies where like Vegas. It's like all these guys. They even
bookmakers. What do you call them? The what's that word?
The odds makers.
The odds makers.
Yeah, and so Scorsese would talk to these guys because a lot of these guys are just people. It's like mythical how they could, and the guys who are really good at like betting on games usually become odds makers because they make a lot of money as odds makers, and people are like, how do you know who's going to win? How you know how many points? They just fucking know. So if you can get help, and it's probably, I don't know how much it costs. It's probably not expensive especially for what you're betting on. If you're betting $1,000 on a game. This MyBookie.ag is probably the least of your worries, right? You guys are cops,
Code word Bridges.
That guy, what was the guy from fucking Craig Carton who was working on Boomer show.
Boomer.
Yeah.
That whole scam was he owed money to his bookies. He had like millions of dollars in gambling losses. If he would have used MyBookie.ag
and said Bridges,
that's the code word.
Code word Bridges.
Code word
He would
Bridges.
still have his job.
Still be on with Boomer.
All kinds
I'm
of
just going to
guys.
use that when I go to Atlantic City. I'm just going to go like this. Go walk up to people. Bridges. They know what it means.
When you check in at the hotel, they go, can you have your name? MyBookie.ag.
What is AG?
Turn everybody.
For? What is AG? Does anybody?
It's like .ag.
It's the new,
It's like
what is it?
.com, it's
okay.
.ag.
Yeah, but what is that? I want to know
I don't
too.
know. You guys trying to
All right,
fucking
so
chew this
anyway.
up and getting all the worry about the details of the thing. Let's just let it
See,
ride.
I learned some.
Let's just let it ride. Get it?
Let it ride.
See what he did? Best punchline show ever.
I'm going to put my money on this.
Guys, I'll talk to you after the show. You help me out. I'll tell you who to talk to down at the old Comedy Cellar Village Underground to.
They're going to get
tell you
free
who to talk
tickets.
to.
You're going
No,
to.
they already paid, but I'll tell them how to get the best of the best. If you're already in the fucking Golden Circle, but I'll tell.
What time is the show they're going to? That they're here at like 3 o'clock. What time is the show?
We're going to
they're
do
going
Kumia
They'll do
next.
Kumi, and then by the time Kumi is, then they eat dinner, then the show's probably at 8, right?
They love entertainment. These two
Because they're
cops.
cops. Cops like to
Really,
laugh.
cops?
No, because their job sucks, and they can't. I mean, all they
They're
have
gonna
is
stay home with their wife and kids. They got to get out.
they're like a football team. Like cops, all they have is other cops. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So they go back to the precinct house.
Are you guys partners?
He's my supervisor.
Whoa! Look at that. We just find out.
So they joke around a lot. The cops, they have you guys have a dark sense of humor anyway because you have to, right? It's like a survival thing. So of course they love fucking they like Kumia, they like
you.
Chip.
That's why they're here to see you.
Anything that's like fucking that makes them laugh, and they don't laugh at fucking sissy stuff. You know what I mean? They don't like Mike Birbiglia. Anyway,
They don't.
it's called
Wait, they don't
burning
find
bridges for a motherfucking reason. I gotta burn a bridge.
Burn a bridge. You didn't
You're not
burn any
amused
today.
by
yet.
Mike Birbiglia makes me so mad because he's like, I got a new hour. I'm like, it's all this a new hour, and he's like, he's going. I follow him on Twitter. He goes a new hour. He's like, he's doing all these dates and they're already sold out. I'm like, I can't even get booked at fucking Hyenas.
But Hyenas wanted you back.
No, I'm kidding.
We'll talk more about sleepwalking.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I have to pretend I have a disease. I can't wait till I get cancer. I'll do my cancer tour.
Nice.
I've done a lot of cop. You ever do cop gigs?
I'm knocking to get cancer,
Get
so I
cancer,
can
yes.
fucking finally.
Oh,
And I have to get it.
Meant.
I have to get it soon because I have a 10-year life insurance policy and it runs out. You know, I know I signed.
Pay it.
I know I signed up when my daughter was like right after she was born, and she's going to be 10 next year, so I got to die quick.
Nice prostate thing for you would be classic.
Yeah, they're like, you want to get your colon checked? I'm like, not for a couple of weeks. I'll get it checked after my thing. I don't want to fucking. If I have it, I have it. Let's enjoy it. Let's just die and get the.
Don't ruin the insurance
Yeah, get the
policy.
500,000. Let's kick this thing up. I'll start smoking too.
Then you take the 500,000 and you go to the book. What's the name of the site again? You take
mybookie.ag.
and you say
promo
promo
code
code Bridges,
Bridges.
and you let it ride. The whole 500. You let it ride.
I'll ask my wife to put in the promo code because I won't be able to type. I'll be so sick. And she'll put in fucking Chip Jefferson's promo code because
She gets 10%
she
of
hates
that.
me so much.
And she loves Chip.
She'll be dating within a week.
Maybe if you say the
Once
word
I'm
Bridges, you'll
done,
get a blowjob
she'll
tonight.
be talking
I'd
all
love
the
to
fucking
get the
She'll be
Pomeranian.
talking all the pallbearers at the fucking funeral, like, hey, nice muscles.
Are you Italian?
You Italian? You have any Italian? Because I'd like some inside of me. Hey.
Hey.
Anyway, so we gotta finish early today because we gotta. Anyway,
I don't know what's going on.
oh, you gotta leave early.
I do
right?
have to leave. Thank
So
you.
let's do our plugs.
You can
before
talk
we get
behind
out
my
of here.
back if you want if I leave.
No, I don't want to. I think we tapped this as far as we can go. 'Cause, you know,
It
people
was a
say
nice celebratory
is hour
of
one.
911.
This is hour one.
I don't. First of all, I was watching the A&A show because I'm now a Kumia subscriber. Did you guys know that?
Nice.
So I sign up. So anyway, I'm watching the A&A show, and they have one of the shows last week. Bobby Kelly and Fatso. What's his co-host name?
Pretty sure Dave Attell was on. Also.
No,
He's
it was
not fat.
yeah. Attell wasn't here, but it was Bobby and Artie were complaining about the chairs. I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
how
yeah.
fucking fat are you, fucking fat fucks? I like how they probably everywhere they go they complain about the chairs. Maybe it's you fat fucks. Maybe it's you gigantic pieces of shit. It's like the guy who sits on the plane and goes, "Oh, tight. It's tight here." It's like, don't you say that everywhere you go? Even when you go to Brookstone, don't you say, "Oh, like it's tight in this big fucking massage chair"?
Brookstone.
Everywhere you go, it's tight. When you put your shoes on your fat feet, wow, it's tight here. Yeah, it's tight,
I'm
you
wearing
fat fuck.
Velcro
I'm
shoes.
going to call in and go, you fat pieces of shit. Kill yourself.
Oh,
It's super tight.
he tried that. Don't
I have no beef with these chairs. I love these fucking chairs.
Good. I'm glad you like him, man.
I've never been happier with a chair.
You got a skinny, tight, white ass. That's why you
Yeah,
like 'em.
no, but I'm not
Nice
fat.
Irish ass.
Anyway,
Nice
let's do our plugs.
You exaggerate to clarify.
Exaggerate to clarify.
Quote the
But it was
great
just
Otto and
so
George.
Comical.
I exaggerate to clarify.
It's so comical. They're like, these chairs are really at least chairs you got to get used to. I've been here for weeks. Never had a problem.
We're not getting a pedicure here.
Yeah. Okay, Steve, you got anything to plug?
Just tweet me at Don't Behave. At Don't Behave.
All right.
Just tweet. Let me know what you thought of me, the show, whatever. The two.
They love you.
Guys.
Because they're anti-Semitic, so they love to have you.
I took a lot of heat today, so black people didn't have to take as much heat.
Yeah. You throw yourself on a fucking grenade for the
Nice.
black people.
Nice,
Thank you
true.
for not saying the flame. Plugging. We're plugging people.
You
So
you
I'm
plug
at
your club?
on Fridays and Saturdays, a place called Comedy Village on McDougal Street. And then this week I'm going to be at Caroline's and Broadway Comedy Club on Thursday, Friday.
Fantastic.
Mr. PJ Landers on Twitter. And I want to hear, because last time we were on, we got a bunch of good tweets from people. A bunch of your fans loved us.
Kevin Brennan,
Me and the Jew.
I'm at I'm at Instagram. I'm at Kevin Brennan 666. I switched that. I have a new Facebook thing. It's Kevin Brennan. I don't know, comedian Kevin Brennan / something.
Fan page?
I think it's mybookie.ag. I think it's promo code.
Bridges.
Anyway, I think it's somehow I should have prepared better for the Facebook, but it's not. I just set it up because I'm getting to a point where I have too many friends on Facebook. My regular, so I gotta branch over. But I'm not really using it. But I'm gonna start getting more active. You know why? Because my kids, when my kids are around, I can't do shit. So I gotta do any fucking Facebook Live. I gotta do on the train, or I gotta do. It's like the.
You got to use the Facebook fan page to move out of the clubs.
Huh?
Weren't you moving out of the clubs?
Yeah, I'm definitely moving out of clubs. I'm going to the theaters.
Good.
He's sitting in
Coming to a theater near you.
Sitting in a movie theater with these humps.
Right, exactly.
These humps from Sullivan County. Anyway, I don't even know what county they're in. Anyway, shout out to the 2 cops. Shout out to all the fucking first responders. 9/11 day is like a solemn day in New York, and it's because it was like no one will ever forget. And I never forget. And I guess that's it. God bless America.